Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. I'm very excited this week because I bought two brand new decks that I've been thinking about for quite some time. So I treated myself and bought two new decks, not just one, two, to add to the collection. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that I have quite a few to choose from. So I have the Indigo Angel cards. If you don't know about the Indigos, basically, you know, they're said to be children or now adults, a lot of people in their 20s and 30s who are very, very sensitive and who basically are children of truth and have a big, big life purpose here right now on the earth. So you can look that up. The deck is made with Doreen Virtue and her son Charles Virtue, and he's been a huge indigo teacher, if you will. So there's lots of people like me, like you perhaps, who feel very sensitive to energies, who feel like they don't fit in, who have like a really good truth detector, a good lie detector, you know, very, very in tune and very much have been in tune with spirit since, you know, childhood, I guess, and we all have a big purpose. So that deck is very gentle and it's very straightforward to the point. The cards are beautiful and they have basically one-word descriptions on the cards themselves, and then of course, as always, the decks come with a book. So I'll see how I feel. If I feel like I need to read out of the book, I will, just because I'm not overly familiar with the cards, but I may also, as always, just kind of go and stream through myself whatever seems to come through for this week. The other deck that I bought was Archangel Michael. This is a powerful deck. Unreal. Like every time I use it, I'm just like, whew, there's almost even a part of me that's like, that is like so truthful, you have to be prepared for it. You know what I mean? It's a very intense, to the point, clear cut, more descriptive than the Indigo cards, so they're two totally different energies. But this week I wanted to use both. So what I'm going to do is the 3-card reading with the Indigo Angel cards, and then I'm going to pull one additional message for the week from Archangel Michael, who, as I've said before, is, you know, the protection angel. I can't even speak, this is not going to be good. He's kind of associated with the color purple, you know, protection, amethyst, all of this stuff. Call him to cut, you know, negative ties and cords that you may have to your past or to other people. He will definitely help you. I'm going to try my best to keep this as straightforward to the point as possible. What ends up happening is if my video goes over 15 minutes, I can't load it from my phone. So that means I have to upload it to my computer and then upload it to YouTube, and that's why it takes me so long to get them uploaded to Facebook, because it does take something ridiculous like 4 hours if I go over 15 minutes. So I'm going to try to keep it under 15 minutes so I can just upload it straight from my phone and it'll go right to YouTube. So I'm going to focus here and ask that the messages that we can all benefit from will come through for this week. Oh, my building is shaking. Maybe some sort of construction going on, I'm not really sure. Indigo cards, 3 messages that everyone will resonate with, and of course, as Doreen Virtue mentioned in her video for this week, there's always personal messages that come through for each and every one of us listening, right? Like, even though this is an overall reading for the energy that is kind of around in the universe on this planet right now, and it's kind of a general sense, a general reading for the whole week, there is always something more personal that you will hear or feel intuitively by listening to these videos, right? So there's always going to be a personal message in there for you as well. So hopefully this will spark something for you in a positive way. For the beginning of this week, we have Manifest. You can see it has like some magic coming through in his hands. I'm not really sure. I just think I'm going to talk as I usually do, you know. I don't really feel like I have to read the book in order to get the right message, because there's no right or wrong. You can't make a mistake with these cards, just intuitively going off of what I feel. I feel like obviously we're manifesting a lot of new stuff and we're getting ready to manifest more and more new things, which I've kind of been talking about for the past few weeks, really. Really important to stay focused on the positive. I know how hard it is to do sometimes, but you know, we're pushing forward. We've come through a lot of stuff. It's been a really tough year. energetically, lots of crazy stuff going on with the planets. I mean, there's lots of crazy stuff going on in general. So, as I've been mentioning for the past while, we're leaving a lot of past stuff behind in order to manifest new stuff. And just keep that in mind, anytime you feel sad or depressed about leaving an old habit or an old job, or just, leaving something that feels familiar, whether it's a physical place or space, or whether it's just a feeling within that you feel you're letting go of. It, honestly, even though we know it's a good thing, it can feel really sad. And I feel a lot of that lately just because there's a lot of letting go, and with that comes a lot of emotions, which is just normal. It's very human, so that's okay. But just remember that in order to manifest the life of your dreams, the life that you want, all of the positive things that, lie ahead of you, in order to receive that abundance, we have to make room and create space. So that means, internally and externally clearing out your physical space. I keep putting it off, but I definitely have to go through a lot of my physical things and get rid of them, donate it to charity, sell stuff, do that kind of purge, and it's just kind of a reflection of what's going on inside of you as well, right? If you're in a crazy space that looks really unorganized and messy, then, maybe check in and see where you're feeling that inside. So lots of positive stuff is coming. We're manifesting a lot of things that is positive. This is a positive thing. So just remember that we're still going through a really crazy growth period right now, and that's okay. We can manifest. Remember that we all have the ability to manifest the life of our dreams. For the middle of the week, we have compassion. This is compassion for yourself and compassion for others, because when we're going through this time of change, I think, again, it's really easy to want to search for external happiness, temporary happiness. And though I think it's really great to spend time with people that we love, I really think it's vital to spend time alone right now. I've been feeling that personally. And when you're alone, you're not really alone. And I was out yesterday for a boat ride by myself, when really, when you're by yourself, alone, you're not alone, because you are with the whole universe. You're with Source, Spirit, God, the angels. You're with all of your guardian angels and all of your past loved ones. You're not alone. You're never alone. And I think sometimes it's easy to feel alone when we're in a huge crowd of people, which is kind of funny, right? Like, I think the times when we feel the most alone is when we're around a lot of people. This actually brings to mind a lyric. One of my favorite Matt Kearney songs, he says, "Sometimes a crowded room can feel the most alone," and I really do feel that. And I think by the time you end up being physically alone, you automatically want to run away, and you're like, oh, I don't want to be by myself. And I have caught myself doing this a lot of times lately, where, the minute I have time alone to be with myself physically, right? Because that's the only way you are alone, is like physically. Like, obviously spiritually we're always connected, right? So I noticed myself thinking in this kind of fearful way, and it's just illusion, because I've been kind of telling myself that I don't want to spend time alone, I don't like being alone, I like being with other people, I like giving to other people. It's like, and that's great, there's nothing wrong with that, but it has to be in balance, right? And I realized that it's such an illusion, because when I went for a boat ride by myself on the weekend, it was a long weekend here in Canada, it was awesome. And I was like, I'm, loving this. I'm loving time with self, capital S, right? With self, because that's who you're with. You are a part of Source, you're a part of Spirit, you're a part of God, you're a part of light. And when you are alone, that's who you're alone with. Like, it came to me and I was like, why wouldn't you want to be spending time with your angels? Would you not want to be hanging out, with God, Source, Spirit, the universe? Would you not want to be hanging out with a really great energy? Well, guess what? You're a part of that energy. So when you're spending time alone, that's who you're spending time with. You're not really alone. You're spending time with, like, this magnificent energy. So have compassion for yourself. And when you have compassion for yourself, you have more compassion for others, which is always, always, always so important. But you really can't have much compassion for anyone if you don't for yourself. So take time to spend time with yourself and enjoy it. Capital S. Remember, when you're alone, you're spending time, quality time with Spirit, connecting to your higher self. Capital S. For the weekend, We have stay. This is coming up for me so much lately, it's ridiculous. This is a message to stay in your emotions. To stay and feel it. And to stay by yourself for a while. And I know how hard that is because I've had to do it, and it, is the illusion that, oh, that's not going to be very fun, I don't really like spending time by myself. Guess what? Like, it's all illusion. And when you take time to actually stay and just to be alone by yourself, it's not that bad. And you come to, realize that, like I said, you are spending time with your higher self. That, like, why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you crave that? To spend time with love, to spend time with your angels, to spend time with whoever it is that you want to refer to. Like, why would you not want to be in that space of unconditional love? We don't really practice unconditional love here on this earthly planet because we have learned so many things that are just backwards. And this is what we're meant to do, is come back to love. Why wouldn't you want to go back to unconditional love? Why would you want to spend every day, all day living in fear? And why would you want to spend every day, all day, in illusion and trying to be external in this material world? Like, of course that's part of our reality, but we can always find a way to connect to our higher selves. Like, why wouldn't we want to do that, right? Like, it's just silly. I have one more message for you guys, and we're approaching 12 minutes, so hopefully I can get this out there and publish the video without it taking 4 or 5 hours. The additional message for the week from Archangel Michael is detach from the situation. So again, this goes with everything I'm saying right now, is kind of to detach from all this fear and illusion that's here on this earthly planet. And yes, we have a duty, here on Earth, and obviously we're here on Earth for a reason, and all these things exist for a reason. Our fears, our egos, our illusions, our old belief systems, like all of this stuff exists for a reason. It's divine, it's divinely planned, and there's all this stuff that we learn, and we're meant to unlearn it, you know what I mean? We're meant to connect back to love. So everything is perfectly imperfect, but, it's so important to kind of detach from this earthly realm sometimes. Like, it really is. That's basically what I've been going through, and I really think that this is what's shining through for everyone to do right now, is to spend time with self, higher self, and to enjoy it, because it is such an enjoyable, beautiful thing. And to take time to disconnect and to detach in order to connect with yourself. And this is a practice, and sometimes you fall out of it. I fall out of it too. I really do. But in order to connect, to reconnect, you have to disconnect from, internet and phone calls and being around people all the time. A lot of times, I've been seeing this stuff as a distraction from our higher self. And again, why would you want to be so distracted from your beautiful self? Why would you want to be so distracted from love, from unconditional love, from the universe, from your angels? Why would you want to be so disconnected from your core, from everything that's light and love? It's just fear, a lot of times we just choose to stay in fear. So, I would suggest doing what I need to do myself, which is, of course there's things, like I said, we have to do here on this earthly planet, on this earthly realm. There's things we have to do. For myself, I obviously I don't have to, but, I choose to promote myself a lot on the computer, which is really great. I can connect with so many people, reach people all over the world, which is amazing. And that's how I promote myself, As a spiritual mentor, as an artist, as a musician, this is what I do, and it really benefits me to promote myself online. However, if I lose myself online every single day, guess what? I don't feel very loved. Guess why? Because I'm not connecting to my higher self. So that's what everyone's going through right now, I think, anyway. Let me know what you feel about this. I think it's really, really important to, yes, spend time with your friends, tell people that you love them. I'm not saying, oh, internet's bad or anything, and saying, I'm not saying that at all. But I think we all need to be spending some more time, quality time with ourselves, capital S, and yeah, that's about it. Take time to disconnect from your phone, from the internet, from being in crowds. Take time to be with your beautiful self. Go for a walk like I did last week. It was so rejuvenating. I left my phone purposely, went for a walk. I didn't care what time it was because it didn't matter. When my body told me I was hungry, I knew I was hungry and I had to go make supper. you know, leave it at that. You don't always have to know what time it is and live on this deadline all the time. I hope you guys have a fabulous week. Try your best to disconnect, have compassion for yourself, stay in the feelings. I know they're really tough sometimes, but just remember that we're getting ready to manifest some brand new stuff, and being by yourself, connecting to your higher self, is really a beautiful thing. It's really not bad at all. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.